Squier Classic Vibe 70s P-Bass, and I am here to tell you there are 4 reasons why every guitar player, and yes, I said guitar player, should own this bass. Reason number 1 is probably an obvious one when you look at the label here. It's a Squier bass, so therefore it is affordable, much more affordable than its Fender counterparts. Now, I got this one as a blemish for under $300. It was brand new, and I have yet to find the blemish on this thing. I got a great setup on it, and it plays and sounds beautifully. But from the factory, buying these basses brand new, they're about $450 US, which is, yeah, I mean, it's not a small amount of money. You can certainly buy cheaper basses. You can buy cheaper Squier basses. But I think this is where the cross-section of money and value is the sweetest. And these things are really, really great for the money. Reason number 2, every guitar player should have this bass is versatility. Now, what I mean by that really stretches across the entire P-Bass world, whether it's a Fender, American-made P-Bass, a vintage P-Bass, or a Squier P-Bass. It is versatile. These basses are great for almost any type of music. You can put flat wound strings like I have on this bass and get a certain sound, a lot of great sounds. If you play jazz, rock, folk, funk, you name it, a P-Bass is probably on one of your favorite records in that genre. So they are versatile. This is going to be the only bass you will ever need. Reason number 3, every guitar player needs one of these basses, is the neck. Now, the specs on Fender's website list the 70s P-Bass as being exactly the same as the 60s Classic Vibe Squier P-Bass. Now, measurement-wise, I'm sure that's true. For me, though, and maybe it's what the neck is made out of in the finish on the 70s version, it feels smaller, it feels thinner, it feels faster. As somebody who doesn't have giant hands, and as somebody who's not a bass player, that was extremely attractive to me. Now, I didn't want to go for the jazz bass neck because I felt like that's just too thin, and it's just not what I wanted. But as far as P-Bass necks go, this is one of the most comfortable, fastest necks that I have played. Like I said, I don't necessarily think that its measurements are any different. I mean, the website says they aren't, but for me, in my hand, it does feel smaller, it feels slimmer, and I do think without the rosewood and having the lacquered maple on the fretboard, it just makes it smooth, fast. It really, really is very comfortable as a guitar player to step into this bass and play. Reason number 4, and the final reason why I think every guitar player should have one of these, is upgradability. Now, this goes for anything Fender or Squier. They are modular guitars and basses. They're bolted together, and you and me, people who don't necessarily have luthier skills, can very easily start to swap parts out on these relatively simple instruments. So if you really, really wanted to, this pickup right here, take it out, put your favorite P-Bass style pickup in this guitar. If you really, really wanted to, you could change out these tuners. You could change out this nut. I have round strings on here, which give it a whole new character. You can get rid of this bridge if you really wanted to. There's pots you can replace. Basically everything except for the neck and body. And actually, you could probably replace the neck too if you really, really wanted to put a Fender P-Bass neck on here, you could. So it is going to allow you to grow with it as a guitar player who is venturing into the world of bass. And if you get down the road and you say, you know what, I want to make some upgrades, it's very easy to do. There's tons of options. If you can get over the fact that it says Squier right here on the headstock, I'm telling you, it sounds amazing. I've played Fender American basses, Mexican basses. They're all great, but when it comes to the P-Bass thing, if it does it right, it kind of just does it. I mean, no, this is not a vintage instrument for real. Those have their own special character, and yeah, there are fit and finish differences with the American-made version of these basses, but I'm telling you, It's really, really well done. It's really well done. Squier has upped their game in this line at least, and hey, maybe I got lucky with this one. But like I said earlier, this was supposed to be a scratch, dent, blemish instrument that I bought at a significant discount online, and it's great. I still can't find something wrong with it. It does everything I need and more. That's why the Squier 70's Classic Vibe Pbass is the bass for every guitar player out there who needs a bass in their arsenal.